Hello, it's me, Josh, and I'm back with another Infinity Next development diary. I was really hoping to work on the front end a little bit so that the front end would be better and that people would have more fun posting. But in the last 2 days, someone has discovered that I have indeed started working on this project again and has dedicated themselves to freaking the fuck out over my no lolicon rule moving forward. So I have had to hard pivot to working on dealing with image content that you do not want on the site. So let's take a look at my work. I bashed this out in the last couple hours because it's a new feature and it works pretty well. So here we have a really cool thread about Israel in the Israel board. As we can see, there is some primo content on this board. But someone has posted cheese pizza, so now we have to get rid of the cheese pizza. And I'm considering this from a lot of different angles because the fuck is calling me? It's the FBI. No, it's my alarm clock. Nobody calls me. Where was I? Oh, okay. So, I really like the front page, but the issue with the front page is that recent images thing is just such an easy target for someone spamming images, you know? So I'm thinking of replacing the front page and all this with just having the overboard be on the front page, because the only way that they can get stuff on the overboard, images at least, is to have it be a new thread. And that's harder to do, and you can only do it once at a time, so it's not as easy to bomb. If you post 20 images, then it takes up the entire thing. So I'm considering replacing the overboard or the front page with the overboard. The other thing that I've had to do is I've built this entire thing in one day. Go to the site, go to files, and this is admin only, but it bypasses any kind of constraints regarding indexing. So if someone has an unindexed board that doesn't show up on the overboard, that doesn't show up anywhere, the images will still show up in this. So I have a big list of thumbnails, and as you can see, it's all my garbage that I upload. But then I can go to this, and the way that it works, and sorry, it looks ugly because it's just a back-end thing I'm working on, but the way it works is that it shows the image and then it shows any post containing the image. So if I were to go to a different board like test, and I were to upload my picture of Trump touching that wall, I think is this one. I have multiple versions of this picture on my computer. Then I refresh. It should, there we go. But it does more than that, because it also shows other images that are uploaded along with this. So if I do this, for instance, and I post all three of these, and then go back and refresh, you can see that it shows those too. Now those are links, so I can open this one and get this one going and see, like a chain of content. So if someone's really, really aggressively hitting the site, I've set myself up in such a way that I can tackle it very quickly. So for the purposes of demonstrating this, I can go here and I can click this and I can delete and ban site-wide. Gone, just gone. All the posts containing it are gone, and anyone who posted it is immediately banned from the site for 7 days. And I can show you this by going to bans, and there's that new ban I just created. So placed on 5, lifted on 12 at the same time, 6 days from now. So that is the one-click ban solution that I have created for the pizza problem. Very, very quick. Only going to get quicker over time because I'm going to be able to make widgets for it. I'm working. What I was working on is making the report system, because right now if I go to boards, you see how this flyout comes out and it has a list of boards. I want something like that with reports that auto update, so that if you're sitting there and you're a moderator, you can see reports coming in, you can deal with it really, really fast. Same thing with images. I'm working on that kind of stuff, so I'm getting that up to snuff. Because as people have been finding this website that I'm doing development on, they've been fucking with me, and I have been reacting. So, reacting by trying to find solutions to cope with problems. Anyways, that's all that. You might have noticed the button that says Perceptual Hash Ban, and that is an upcoming feature that I've been planning for literally 5 years now for this software. Because what we're going to do with 8chan is make it so that if someone posts something that is illegal, you can hash it in a way that is one way. So it creates a token that represents the image in a way that is perceptually linked to the image. So it derives visual data, hashes it. And then if someone posts a similar image, say it's just upscaled or downscaled or has a little dot on it, the perceptual hash will not change so significantly that it can't be detected as being the same image. And that's the point of the perceptual hash ban. So if you're just deleting something and banning people for the image, you can press the middle button. But if you want to actually forever ban the image and also any image that looks like it, you have the third button, which I'm going to be working on soon. Is that it? Is that all I wanted to show? I think that might be it. That's a good showcase when you have something to show and you can just show it off. Let's see. Mentioned the perceptual hashing. I think that's it. Yeah, because I've just been working on that, and now the main thing that you're doing is that when you have, it's like a gun. Anonymity is like a gun, in that everyone should have access to it. People can do bad things with it, but the solution to the bad things, is not to just get rid of that freedom. The solution, when someone does something bad with something good, is to change the psychology behind it. My take on like the school shooting stuff is there's a fundamental societal ill that is causing people to kill each other. And until that's fixed, it doesn't matter what you do with weapons. People will, I mean, it's trivial. It is trivial to make improvised devices. That's why a bunch of fucking, people out in Afghanistan can destroy $1 million vehicles, because it's the price. Like, anyone who wants to make something like that can make something like that. So there's no point banning the weapon. As long as people want to kill each other, they will kill each other. Similarly with anonymity and ban stuff that does no good to have be posted, the appropriate way to deal with that is not by restricting things. It's by making the reward mechanism for the person's brain not worth it to them, which is why I really emphasize speed. If I click this, all those posts are gone, immediately banned, and they have to. And then I get kicked back to the files page, which is what happens. I can just keep doing that. 2 clicks, 1 second total to get rid of that shit. The time it takes to actually change a proxy, upload the images, finding an image that's not already banned, that kind of shit. Getting around the perceptual hash filter if it's good enough, and you're trying changing it, upsizing the image, flipping it. I'm gonna perceptual hash ban rotation. So if you try flipping it or whatever, that's not gonna work either. That kind of stuff. If it takes too much effort to post, then there's no reason to. Because you might get one in, and then you have to. It takes a second to get banned, and then you have to take another 30 seconds, another minute, another 5 minutes to edit it to get more up there. That's the game. That's the psychological warfare to discourage stuff. And I'm thinking, because my concern is, like, I know I can deal with it. My concern is that with 8chan in particular, it was a really big deal that you would go to 8chan, and any board you clicked on, the first thing you would see is child porn. Every board. There was a point in time where every board on 8chan had child pornography, and part of that was due to the corporatization of it. There was some guy who would take, a picture and then edit it in such a way that there was a black bar up top that said, like, see more at this URL. And that's how he made money. Like, he was selling it. So he was incentivized beyond, like, trolling. He was incentivized to make money, which is a harder deterrent. If someone's making money off something, it doesn't matter how inconvenient it is. The entire act of going to a job is inconvenient. So people will put up with more bullshit if they get compensated for it. So on top of perceptual hash banning, one of the things that we were working on that I think eventually did get automated by some kind of IRC chatbot is perceptual OCR. So if someone posts a link inside an image, the OCR bot can detect the text and pull that out and then check it against a list of bad links and stuff. So that I also want to add and automate so that commercial incentive is destroyed. Can't post from Tor, so that if there's at least an IP to temporarily hold, so that people have to keep changing proxies. The process of deleting the image is sufficient for the purpose of not permitting trolling, or at least not having trolling be rewarding. That kind of stuff. And I really wish I didn't have to work on this right now, but I suppose it's better just do it, because it's a lot of business. It's really annoying. It's an annoying feature to write, because it's not fun, and it's not something that it's not something that enhances the experience of using the site. Like right now, I could be working on adding new media formats, getting EPUB embedding. Someone was talking about how 3D printing is, it would be awesome to have a 3D board that allows 3D models and different types of file formats that are used by 3D printers. That kind of stuff is fun to work on. Working on deleting child pornography is not fun. It's boring. It's grating as fuck. And it's frustrating, because it's like, here you dedicate yourself to making something that you want people to enjoy, and you want to see people use. And in your head, you think of it like, I might be able to localize this in Arabic, and we'll have people from Saudi Arabia and Iran talking about their government in a way that can't be censored. Or maybe Chinese and people from China will be able to connect via Tor to communicate, so that they can't be snooped on. Or WikiLeaks publishing something. You have all these ideas of how the site will get used, and it's like, nah, people just post fucking kids getting raped. You have to have a certain level of ridiculous tenacity, not get discouraged.